Hello, I'm Dr. Judy Ho, and welcome to Mental Health Bites. In this podcast, we'll discuss timely topics related to mental health, answer your burning questions, and leave you with a timely, actionable tip to help improve your mental wellness every single day. Let's start with a timely topic of the day. Today, I want to speak to you about AI and mental health. 25 to 35% of people will be diagnosed with a clinical condition at some point in their lives, with anxiety and depression being the most common. And as some of you might know, we are currently in a mental health provider shortage. I've heard of some of my patients waiting for 4 to 6 months to see a therapist, and sometimes even more. And what we know about AI and how it's been integrated into mental wellness so far is that the global market for AI and mental health is expected to reach 3.8 billion by 2025. And approximately 64% of people are open to using AI for some form of mental health support. That shows a growing acceptance of AI-driven solutions in the field. And some early studies have shown that AI chatbots have been shown to reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression significantly in beginning clinical trials. And AI-driven mental health apps have the potential to increase access to care to underserved populations. A report by the World Health Organization highlights that AI can help bridge this gap in mental health care by providing support in areas of the world that have limited access to licensed mental health professionals. So, this is all very promising, but of course, there are some concerns about AI usage in mental wellness. Sometimes people are worried that there's some concerns about privacy, that perhaps AI, when they're collecting all this data, they're also collecting other data about you. One of the applications of AI in mental health has been essentially to set up almost like a listening device in a doctor's office. So as you're having conversations with a doctor, the AI is also listening in on that conversation, recording certain snippets of it, and then using that to perhaps fill in the gaps where your provider doesn't have the time to sit down and talk about something at length. But obviously, what happens to this data? People are worried about their personal information being out there. They're sharing vulnerable, personal information, and that's somehow just going to end up somewhere in a data hack. So that's obviously something that makes sense to be concerned about. AI can also be challenging when we're talking about emulating this empathy that humans can do very well, but maybe not a computer. So humans can express also with nonverbals their empathy for a person suffering. But how would AI be able to do that? They might be able to emulate a certain tone in the way that they're speaking to the person, but it may not actually come through as genuine empathy, and it may not actually activate those neurotransmitters in our brain that makes us feel loved and supported, spiking your oxytocin and serotonin receptors, for example. How might AI be able to bridge that gap? That is a concern that a lot of people have about AI. A third concern is when there's really serious issues that come up. How is AI going to handle it? If the patient discloses suicidal ideation, homicidal ideation, and they tell AI that there's a plan, they have a plan to hurt themselves that very day. How is AI going to handle that? And the intricacies and the sensitivities of a situation like that may only be handled by a human being. And AIs could make very big missteps when we're talking about protecting a human life. So, those are some of the concerns about AI, but what are some of the exciting opportunities that AI affords? Well, one of the things that is really cool about AI is that it can actually help to diagnose clinical conditions to an extent. So, they might be a good assistant to a provider in getting more detailed accounts of the person's life and their symptoms, and then help to offer and suggest potential diagnoses that the person may have, as well as suggest treatment plans. Sometimes people feel more comfortable checking in with an AI device as opposed to their providers, and it can help the provider to collect information for their actual therapy sessions. So, if you check in with AI and report your depression symptoms on a daily basis, for example, at the end of the week, your therapist would have that information and be able to know where to start when they see you at the next session in terms of what to tackle first and what might be most important to you that week. I think another exciting venture into AI is that there are certain conversations that medical providers don't necessarily have the time to have in detail, but they're so important, like end of life discussions. What would you like to do in terms of decision making if you were to lose your capacity to make decisions in the future? And there have been some applications that have been working on helping patients with these end of life discussions and being able to be more extensive and also more comprehensive in that conversation when you're chatting back and forth with a chatbot. So, those are just a few of the exciting opportunities in AI and mental health. But I want to hear from you. What do you think are the pros and cons of integrating AI into your mental wellness every single day? Let's move on to today's Q&A segment. Today's question comes from Justin. Justin asks, is it possible for someone to become dependent on AI apps or software for their mental wellness? So this is a great question, and actually, believe it or not, there's actually been a study that's been done on this phenomena already. And I think it's because I don't know if you've seen a couple of movies. One of the ones that comes to mind is a movie called Her. I think it was with Walking Phoenix. It was years ago. This person, this main character, becomes dependent on an AI for essentially romantic companionship. And I think that that's probably why that's one of the areas of concern with AI in general, that perhaps people will start to use it as a substitute for actual human interaction because it seems so much easier in some ways. And they can still get some of that connection that they're craving. And the study that looked at AI and potential AI dependency, particularly on someone's mental wellness, showed that sometimes people use it to try to alleviate social anxiety, but I think some other studies have also shown that it can actually increase social anxiety. Here are the questions to ask yourself if you think you might be becoming dependent on AI for your mental health needs. One, is this happening at the exclusion of other things that you could be doing to better your mental health? For example, meditating, practicing yoga, going to therapy. Instead of doing those things, you're actually just checking in with your AI device instead. Second, is this causing you distress when you keep checking in with AI? Are you feeling bad about it? Are you feeling emotionally distressed about it? Do you feel uncomfortable? Is this bothering you? And third, is it impacting your ability to do daily tasks that are important? So, is your use of this AI causing you to miss your work responsibilities, not keep up with your family responsibilities or your personal hygiene? If that's happening, there's a possibility that you may be becoming AI dependent. And if so, you should reach out to a professional to talk about ways to use AI in a more healthy way, because there's got to be a balance. We're not going to wipe AI from our lives. That's just too late for that. So we have to learn how to coexist with AI and to use it to our benefit, and to really watch and understand how to balance that in your life so that you can improve your mental health with a variety of different resources and ideas. Hopefully that was helpful to you, Justin. So today's tip is all about utilizing AI powered mental health apps for daily check ins. So there's a lot of different types of AI powered mental health apps. There's Woobat, Wiza, or Youper. And I'm not endorsing any of these. You'll just try them out yourself and see which one makes sense for you. There's also a lot of other ones that I may not have just suggested now. But essentially, what they do is offer personalized support to help you track your mental wellness over time. So here's how to implement. There's just a few steps. One is choose an app that works for you. So do a little research, try them out. Most of them offer some free trials, and find a AI mental health app that aligns with your needs and your goals. And then second step is to set daily check-ins. So set aside a few minutes each day to check in with the app, answer questions about your mood, your energy levels, your stress levels, and any specific challenges that you're facing. Third step, engage with the directed exercises. Follow the app's recommendations for any kind of exercises that they think will help with your specific situation. These might include journaling, mindfulness exercises, cognitive behavioral techniques, and other skills based resources. These activities can help you to manage stress and to develop healthier thought patterns. Fourth step is to track your progress. Most of these AI powered apps have trackers built within. So regularly review your mood and activity logs within the app to identify any patterns and triggers, as well as what is working and what is not. This can provide valuable insights and help you make more informed decisions about your mental health care. And the fifth optional step is to combine this with traditional therapy. Bring your app's insights and data to your therapist if you're working with a therapist, and that can actually help to supercharge your therapeutic work. And your professional that you're working with can actually guide some of the work that you're doing with the AI powered app as well. Thank you so much for tuning in to Mental Health Bites with me. If you like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell icon so you don't miss an update. Write a comment about what you'd like to hear from me next, what you enjoyed about the video, and give this video a thumbs up and share it with your family and friends. Stay tuned for more awesome content, and until then, take care of your mental health.